Good evening. Welcome to this channel, which is about reincarnation. Today I want to tell you about something that happened to me when I was 7. First I want to explain what it was like to grow up here in Sweden. I was born in 1959, and this society was very much influenced by socialism, but also from the past, Christianity. And like I said in an earlier video, something happened to me when I was 5. I was watching my body from above. And from there on, I was very interested to know what had happened and what I was. I was starving for knowledge about these things. And I found that there was nobody that I could talk to, because nobody talked about these things. That's right. I think people were afraid of looking stupid. Yes. They were afraid of what people might say. Yeah. If you talked about these things, they thought that you were sick in the head. Yeah. This was very important in this society. It still is. What people might say, you see. So maybe they knew something, but they never talked about it. I had nobody to talk to, and I was quiet about it. Yeah, I was just waiting for somebody to say something. And then when I was 7 years old, it happened. Yeah. It was my parents. They invited some friends over. It was my father's brother and his wife. They came over quite often. They had dinner and then they talked, sometimes for hours, in the living room. And this particular evening I was there. I think I was there quite often, listening in on the talks, because you never knew, right? Somebody might say something interesting. So that night I was sitting there with them, 7 years old, and then my mother told a story. And this is the first time anyone talked about these things, you see. So I became very alert, very interested. I was listening closely. Right. And this was the story. She and my father, they had slept over in an old house belonging to my grandparents. My grandparents had a farm. And there was this old house called Hulda's house. Because an old lady used to live there, and her name was Hulda. And she had deceased many years earlier. And now when my parents were visiting, there was lots of people there at the time. So my parents had to sleep over in this house by themselves. Right. And my mother said they went to bed, she lay down in the bed, and a ghost enters the room. And it was Hulda, the deceased lady. And I was very interested in what she was saying. And this lady, this ghost, came over to the bed and leaned over my mother. And it looks like she was telling her something. See? And my mother screamed. And my father was awake, and they talked about it. That was the story. And I was listening, of course, and then I was watching the other ones, my father, the brother, and the wife, what their reaction might be, and they didn't ask any questions. They were not curious about it. Instead, they ridiculed my mother. Yeah. And I was watching my mother. She sort of pulled back. She was red in her face. And she was very, very upset. And I understood that she was telling the truth, right? And I didn't understand the other ones, the way they reacted. I didn't understand it. I got upset, yes. I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. Maybe if I was older, you know. But from that point, I resented my father. Yeah. This incident never left me. I was too tough for me to handle this. And the other ones too. I never liked them after this. See. And now when I look back at this thing, I realize I'm looking at myself, my own reaction to it. I realize that how important this was for me. And of course, my mother's reaction, you know, I was upset about the whole thing. And yeah, so that was the first time, and not the last time though, but the first time anyone in my area talked about these things. That's right. Now I want to tell you another story, because I have the time. See, when I was 11, my parents took me to England. Yeah. I was the only one. I don't remember why. There were 4 kids, right? And I was the only one who went with them to England. Yeah. And my father was very good at this. You know, he took us kids on trips. We went to Norway, Denmark, Germany, France, Belgium, you know, with the car. Yeah. He used to do this every summer, more or less. Yeah. And this time we went to England. And I had this very weird feeling. As soon as I came into England, I was looking at the people around me and I thought, I understand these people. I just got them somehow, you see? And the landscape, I just loved it. It was totally different from our other trips. Coming to England was amazing. And I just felt at home, you see. Yeah. I didn't know why. No. But I was thinking about it. I noticed the difference. There was a huge difference on my own reaction. We were in London, for instance. I felt I knew the way. You know, I felt at home. That was very interesting. Yeah. All right. That's all. Bye.